Hi team, greetings everyone. In our previous session, we saw the need for FireFlink client. So this is FireFlink client. So we saw why do we need this FireFlink client and why we need to install this FireFlink client in the local machine so that we can perform the execution. In today's session, we are going to see a separate concept called as repository, which is nothing but element repository. To understand this element repository, here if you can see under this registration module, we have shopper, and under that we have created a script. Let me just navigate into that automation script. So here we have written the steps for opening the browser, maximizing the browser, and navigating to the URL. Since this process is about registration, what we have to do after this, we have to continue the script, right? So let us see what is the scenario next, what I have to do. So for that, let me navigate to Shopper Stack application. So this is Shopper Stack application, right? Once I navigate to this particular URL, I am landing in this particular welcome page, right? Now, I want to verify whether I am landing in welcome page or not. So let us forget automation now. As a manual test engineer, what we will do, we will see this particular UI, right? I can see this particular UI and I can see this particular text since I have eyes. So what I will do, I'll just read this particular text. Welcome to Shopper Stack, enjoy shopping with us. Since I can see this UI, I can say this is welcome page. Now let us assume automation. So how an automation tool will know that this is a welcome page? How an automation tool can see this particular page over here? Can an automation tool see this particular web page here? No. They cannot see this particular web page since they don't have any eyes. Then how an automation tool is going to communicate with any web application? So we all know that any web application will be developed with the help of coding, right? So for this particular web page, there is a code which is written behind. So that automation tool is going to communicate with the code which is written in the backend. So usually the preferred language for web application is HTML. So any automation tool, not only FireFlink, any automation tool is going to communicate with any web application, not through the UI. They are going to communicate with the help of HTML code or CSS code, which is written in the backend. So here, if you can see, this is a UI, right? So for each and every element which is present here, this Shopper Stack logo, welcome to Shopper Stack, enjoy shopping with us text, login button, men link, woman link, kids, this picture, shop products. So all these are called as web elements. So for each and every element which is present in this particular web page, there is a code written for it. So how do I access it? If you can see, just right click on the web page and you will be having an option called as inspect. Just click on this inspect. So here if you can see, this is the entire code which is written for the particular web page. Now I want to check the code which is written specific for this particular welcome to Shopper Stack, enjoy shopping with us. How do I do that? Place the cursor on it, right click and click on inspect. So once you do that, in the HTML code, if you can see, one code is getting highlighted. And when I place the cursor in that particular code, in the UI, welcome to Shopper Stack will be getting highlighted. Observe. See, with this I can easily understand this is the code which is written for that particular element. Now there is another option. Here if you can see, there is a icon, select icon. Just click on it, place the cursor on the element which you want to see the code. Just click on it, it will again highlight the same code. So this indicates this is the code which is written for the welcome to Shopper Stack, enjoy shopping with us. Now I told you automation tool will be communicating with this particular HTML code. Okay. Now how can it locate this particular element? Why we first of all want to locate this particular element? Now, why in the sense, since we are human beings, we have eyes, what we can see this particular welcome to Shopper Stack, enjoy shopping with us. But as an automation tool, if it wants to access this particular element, it has to access with the help of HTML code. So if you see, there is a lot of HTML code which is written for this entire web page. How an automation tool is going to uniquely find this particular element? Why? Because I want to verify this element, whether it is displayed or not. If it is displayed, I can say this is a welcome page. If it is not a welcome page. How do you say that? Let me just close this HTML now. So now this particular element is present uniquely in the welcome page. Let me just click on login button. Now I click on login button, I'm navigating to login page. That welcome to ShopperStack is not present in this particular page. Okay, let me just navigate to create account. That welcome to ShopperStack is not present in this particular page also. So can I say that particular element is present only in welcome page? So that if I verify this particular element, I can easily say that this is a welcome page. Now we got the idea. Let me go to FireFlink platform. So once after navigating to the ShopperStack application, I have to verify welcome to ShopperStack that text is displayed or not. If it is displayed, I can say it is welcome page. If it is not displayed, it is not a welcome page. So how do we do that? So usually how we add steps, just click on this add button. So here what I wanted to verify, I wanted to verify whether the element is displayed or not. So what I will type, I'll just type display. Here if you can see my multiple suggestions are there. One of them, verify if element is displayed. And if you can see there is a description also. It is saying this NLP is used to verify given element is present on the DOM of the web page and visible. So if I use this NLP is going to verify whether the element is present or not. So I want this particular use case only. What I will do, I'll just click on this. So now if you can see it is asking for an element as an input and it is giving me one output. Now this NLP is a verify NLP, correct? I am using this NLP for what? Verification purpose. And I want this NLP to verify the element. So it is saying, give me the element, let me verify. So here I have to give the element. I'll just click on this text field. Here if you can see, once I click on text field, I'm getting some suggestions, means I'm getting a blank screen. First of all, did I store that particular element in my FireFlink platform? No, right? We saw that particular element in the ShopperStack platform. I have to store this element in my FireFlink so that my FireFlink can access that particular element. So how do I store that? First thing is we have to go to ShopperStack. And how do we locate, means how do we locate this element? As we discussed, we have to locate this element with the help of HTML code, right? So how do we access the HTML code? Right click, inspect. So this is the HTML code, right? I want to see the HTML code of this particular element. Use this select option, place the cursor, click on it. So I got the code of the HTML, means code of that particular element. Now, how do I uniquely find it? So we use a concept called as locators. Using the locators, we will be uniquely identifying this particular element in the entire code. So how do we do that? So in traditional automation, we used to do this. So what we will be doing in the sense, we will be writing a locator strategy. So here I'll just place my cursor on the HTML code, Control F. So I'm just clicking on Control F. If you can see, I got this particular find by string, find by selector or XPath. So here I'll be writing the locator strategy. So now let me write a locator strategy to locate this particular element. So here I'll be using XPath by text function since the element is having text. So what I will do, I'll just double tap on it so that I can copy the text. I'll just copy the text. So here I'm going to use a strategy called as XPath by text function. So /, tag name is nothing but h3 text function is equal to, within single quotes, is the text. So here if you can see, once I write this particular code here, what is happening? The element is getting highlighted in the HTML tree structure. See, in the entire HTML code, only this particular element is getting highlighted. And once I place the cursor on the highlighted code, in the UI, the same element is getting highlighted, which indicates that this is the proper locator for this particular element. So how do I say this is proper? Once you write the code, if you can see, it is saying 1 of 1, which indicates that this particular locator is going to identify only one element in this entire HTML code. So which is the my element. So this code, I have to store it in my FireFlink repository. So once I store this particular code in my FireFlink repository, then my FireFlink will be able to communicate with this particular element. So what I have to do, first I have to make a copy of this. I'll just copy this. Now let me go to FireFlink. So as of now, I am in test development section, right? Let me just cancel this. Now I'll go to repository. So what is the meaning of repository? So here if you can see in this shopper stack application, we have multiple elements, right? So I am capturing this element for what purpose? For verification purpose. Once after I verify, what I have to do? According to the registration process, I have to click on this login button, right? So in that case, what I have to do? I have to capture the login button also. How do we capture it? Place the cursor, means select the select icon, place the cursor, tap on it, you will get the HTML code for that particular element. Again, what you have to do, you have to write the locator strategy for this element to find it uniquely. So in this fashion, I will be capturing all the required elements, right? So I'll be capturing multiple elements. So where do I store them? In this FireFlink repository. So repository is a place where you are going to store all your elements. Now, once we navigate to repository, if you can see, we follow a tree structure in repository also. So in test development, can we directly add a manual test case or automation script? No, right? First we have to create a module and then only we can add the automation script or the manual test case. Since the tree structure goes in the same fashion. In the same way, when I go to repository, I cannot directly add the element. I have to create the pages first and then I have to create the elements. Why do we need to create the pages and then elements, if you are asking? So once you go to the shopper stack application, let me close this HTML code. This is what page? Welcome page. In the welcome page, we have login button. Let me click on this login. Now this is what page? This is login page. In login page also we have login button. So here, don't you think when I store all the elements in one common place, it is going to create a confusion? So two login button will be there. So how do I differentiate them? With the help of pages. So when it is this particular login button, I will store it in the welcome page. And when there is this login button, I will store it in the login page, so that even though the elements are same, means elements are similar, I can differentiate with the help of pages. So that is why in FireFlink, we have to create the pages first and then we have to add the elements. So now talking about the pages, what is the first page that I have to create here? Once we land in the URL, means once we give the URL and we navigate to the application, this is the welcome page which is displaying. So the first page which is displaying once we give the URL is welcome page. So here what is the page we have to create? Same, welcome page. So how do we create it? Very simple, just click on this plus page button. Here it is asking for page name. So here you have to give the page name as per the application only. So here if you can see, this is the welcome page, right? So I'll just give the welcome page. Welcome, and no need to specify like this. See, welcome page. Here what we are creating, actually we are creating a page. Then what is the purpose of specifying page here? I'll just remove, you can just specify it as welcome. And by default, since that is the first page which I am creating, what will be the parent page? Root page will be the parent page. And here let me just click on create, which will create the welcome page. Now I have to add the element under this welcome page, right? So how do we do that? See, you can either use this plus element button or you can use this plus button. What is the difference? The parent page will be automatically taken when you use this particular plus button. And here when you use this particular plus element button, you have to assign the parent page. Very similar to a test development. So here I wanted to add the element, right? Which element? This particular element. Welcome to shopper stack. So what I have to do, I have to go to the FireFlink. I have to just click on this add button, add element. So now we are going to see how to add the elements manually. So in traditional automation, people used to do this. So I'm just saying we can achieve the same in FireFlink platform also. And we have made this very simple, and I will show you in the next session with respect to how to capture the element very easily with the help of a single tap. Now let us explore how this is done in the traditional automation. So I'll just click on this add manually, and here we have to give the element name. So element name should be the same name in the application. Let me go to shopper stack. Let me just copy this particular text. And here I have to give the same name. And here I am supposed to select the type of the element. So here, if you can see, it's a drop down. We have different types, whereas I'll be choosing text as a type. Since this welcome to shopper stack, enjoy shopping with us is a text. Select text. Here the parent page is welcome. Yes. Here it is asking for locator type. What is the locator type which I was using? I was using XPath. If you can see, multiple locators are there. I'm using XPath. And here we have value type. I'll just click on this value type. If you can see, two things are there, static and dynamic. So as of now, we will go with static, and we will discuss about this dynamic concept in the further sessions. And here coming to locator value. So I have written a locator, right? That locator value I have to paste it here. So let me just go to same application. Let me just inspect this element. So how do we write it? Control F and write the locator, /h3 text function is equal to, within single quotes, paste the text. So I'll just double tap on it, copy and paste it here. So here I'm getting 1 of 1 highlighted in the UI. When I place the cursor on my highlighted code, the same element is highlighting in the UI also. So I'll just copy the code which is written. I'll just go to FireFlink, and here I'll just paste the locator. So now we have successfully added the locator. Now all we have to do is just click on create. This will create the element and store it under the welcome page. So here, if you can see, under welcome, we can see the welcome to ShopperStack, enjoy shopping with us text. So now successfully we have stored the element. So since the element is stored in the repository, now if I go to test development, if I go to the specific script, so after navigating to ShopperStack URL, what I have to do? I have to verify whether it is displayed or not, that welcome to ShopperStack element, correct? So just click on this plus button. So how do we get the verify NLP? Just say display, since we are trying to verify the display. So here, if you can see, verify if element is displayed, I'll just click on this, and here we are supposed to call the element. Once I click on it, before it was empty, but now it is showing welcome to ShopperStack, enjoy shopping with us text in welcome page. How come this is reflecting now? Because I have stored that element in the repository. So now what I have to do, I have to click on this. So it will verify this particular element. And here it is saying assign a return step value to. This indicates when we add an element in the repository, then only we can access the same element in the test development section. Here, if you can see, I have added the respective element. Coming to the next one, it is saying assign step return value to. So here, this particular NLP is returning some value, and I have to assign a step return value to capture the return value. Now, we will discuss about this particular return value in detail in our further session. So as of now, we have seen how to add the element in the repository manually and how to access the same element in the test development section. In our further session, we will be discussing how to add the elements not manually using our FireFlink Finder. So using our FireFlink Finder, we can easily capture multiple elements with multiple locators in a single tab, which we will be seeing in our further sessions. Now, let me just cancel this. Since I don't want to add the step as of now, I'll explain the entire concept and then I'll just add the steps. Now, in our further session, we are going to discuss about how to add the elements in repository using FireFlink Finder. Thank you.